Hey ho, it's Marco Cattaneo, representing Charles Sturt University with another study aid of the module, the subject ITI 597, which covers service management according to ITIL v3. Okay, again a familiar model, the service lifecycle model, and in this unit we're going to focus on the volume service operation. It's the volume that really keeps the whole thing up and running. I mean, really delivers the services in the end to the users and the customers out there. Whereas service strategy is all about setting direction. Service design is all about like designing the service. Service transition is all about implementing the service. When push comes to shove, it's service operation that really delivers the services. So I often call like service operation the moment of ultimate truth. Because if service strategy and design and transition, if they haven't done their job properly, then in the end, well, service operation, if they start to deliver, it's not going to work properly. So the whole thing needs to come together. You can't say strategy is more important than operation because they're all they're all part of the same model in the end. Okay, so service operation is ultimately where you start to deliver the services to the customers and users. So what are the goals of service operation? Well, the first statement says to coordinate and carry out the activities and processes required to deliver and manage services at agreed levels to business users and customers. Well, agreed where? Well, agreed within service design, typically as part of the service level management process. But really delivered and supported to the end users where? Well, within service operation. So this is really where we keep like IT up and running. This is where we maintain the status quo, although, again, service transition is still implementing changes. So here we're like covering processes like incident management, problem management, and for example, dealing with like the daily service requests that come in from users and customers. Service operation is also responsible for the ongoing management of the technology that is used to deliver and support services. So now we're talking about like maintenance, making backups, and just making sure that the infrastructure runs efficiently and effectively to provide those services to the customers and users. Now, of course, goals and objectives are very tightly related to each other. So what are the service operation objectives? Well, they include like the day-to-day operation of processes, including incident management, problem management, access management, event management, and the process known as request fulfillment, dealing with the so-called service requests. So we're conducting and controlling and managing the processes as typically already established by the volumes service strategy, service design, service transition, and continual service improvement. Here we're actually executing most of these documents. We are following the procedures, we're following the processes, we're actually providing and delivering the services to the end users. And of course, there are always more service operation objectives. It's also about systematically like monitoring the performance and monitoring the efficiency and effectiveness of the infrastructure. Are the servers up and running? Are the applications up and running? Is the network okay? What about performance? We need to know how well we're doing. We need to capture the metrics. We need to gather data because if we don't know how well we're doing, then how the heck are we going to improve at all? How do we know if we don't capture the right data? How do we know we're delivering the services against the expectations and needs of the customers and the users out there? Not knowing means not being able to manage. Knowing means being able to manage. Okay, if you've seen any of my previous videos or my other videos, you know I'm always including a practice what you preach exercise. So here's another one. The goal being understanding service operation. And this is a bit of like a bit of an introduction. As the manager of service operation, you've been asked to list a number of activities you need to perform to keep the IT services up and running, and so to maintain the status quo. What else besides the list below is on your mind? Well, on your mind should be things like dealing with IT failures and user downtime. Because if the user can't do his or her work properly, we often use revenue. Answering queries and requests, because if a user doesn't know how to use a tool properly, again, they can't continue with their work. performing routine maintenance, and also making backups of the various systems in case of. They're all part of like operational activities as part of like service operation, and hopefully you can find a whole lot more. Okay, here's another sample question. The question is, one of the main objectives of service operation is what, or is all about what? Answer A, designing new services. Answer B, setting the direction for IT. Answer C, implementing new services. And answer D, maintaining the status quo. I'll give you a couple of seconds and then we continue. Okay, of course the answer is like maintaining the status quo. We want to keep the IT services up and running so we can deliver the services to the users and customers out there and keep them happy. Of course, answer A, designing new services, is service design. Answer B, setting the direction, is more service strategy. And implementing new services is actually service transition. Okay, really delivering the services to the end users is that's what service operation is all about. Okay, so what's the next topic? The next topic is all about understanding the value that service operation, the service operation volume, has to provide to your organization. Okay, until then, live long and prosper. See you later, alligator, and rock around, crocodile.